Hello and welcome to my process video. Today I've got a layout for the Scrapbooking Emporium's design team using Open Road from Kaisercraft. So just want to firstly say sorry if there's any background noise or issues with the mic or anything. We're in the middle of a heat wave, so the windows are open, the front door's open, the fans are on, the dog's really cranky every time someone goes past, and yeah, there's a lot. There might be a bit of noise. I'm sorry. Hopefully not. Hopefully people stay away while I'm recording. Anyway, so when I saw this range, I had a bit of a creative block until I saw this die cut map of Australia, and then it hit me. This was perfect for recording the places I travelled to as a child. And then I saw that it's perforated. Even better, I don't need to use the whole map on my layout. So I decided to go with A4, as you see, which means I wind up cutting this down. You'll see that in a moment. And all up this layout, the video was 55 minutes long, so that's how long it took me to do the layout, because I kept changing my mind about things, which I've edited most of that out, and that's not including finding the design to cut these gum leaves and using a stylus to put a vein in them. There's some really cute gum leaves. I basically just searched gum leaf silhouette on Google and found one that was royalty free to use. So I've decided to ink them. So I'm using Distress Ink old paper to just slightly sort of alter the colour of the paper, and I don't know, it kind of feels more like a gum leaf colour to me. So the green cardstock from the leaves and my background, which is actually a sort of creamy green colour. They're from an American Crafts bulk value pack of 100 cardstock. There's I don't know what the colour names are because it doesn't list them on the packet, but some really good colours in it. So I'm colouring all the leaves. At the start of this, I held up some leaves to you. That was to show you the vein I'd put with the stylus, but also I'd tried colouring a couple of them with a different ink, and it had not worked out very well. So now I've got some, I can't remember if it's Vintage Photo or Walnut Distress Ink. I'll have to check. And I'm just covering the branches on the leaves with that, and it's creating a little puddle on my mat, a little smudge on my mat, and I just spray it with some water, and the leaves that I'd had issues with how the inking had gone, I'm just rubbing them in it to change the colour of the cardstock a bit to see if they might wind up usable. Just an experiment. So I've got this piece of paper that I've sat on my laptop, and I've searched each place that I could remember we travelled to when I was a kid, little kid, and then when I'm a teenager, where I went to as well, and I've marked the places on this piece of paper. I kept searching it on Google Maps and, blowing up or shrinking the map to be the same size as the die cut and holding paper over the screen and marking the spots. And so I use that to mark the spots on the die cut. And what I decide to do, you'll see my title is going to involve the name Shum. So I'm going to use the geo markers to mark the trips away with my mum's best friends' family. And their girls were my best friends in primary school too. That's how our parents met, was we were best friends, so they met. And after all this filming, doing the blog post, everything, I realised I've missed one place. There was a 5th trip we did, so I've got to go back and add that, and I'll do that later after this is uploaded. And so you'll see one here. There's a pause. I've realised I can't remember how to spell Cankoben, so I'm trying to get my computer to bring up Google so I can search it. So while that's thinking, I'm working on how I want to put my gum leaves down and all that sort of stuff. And at this point, I haven't decided to make the map a pocket yet, or I might have been thinking about it, but I wasn't sure. That's right. So I'm thinking about putting the title on the map, then I'm thinking I won't put the title on the map. I'm not sure. I'm playing. I'm figuring out what I want to do. So now I've decided tags. There's got to be tags because I've got no photos. The only photos I have from all of these wonderful memories are 2 photos on London Bridge at the 12 Apostles down on the Great Ocean Road. And I've already scrapbooked one of them. And I wanted this to be about all the travels. And I've got no photos of any of the others. None of Cape Coben, the Grampians, Mount Gambier, all those places we went. None of Phillip Island. So I thought if I put 2 tags that match my background so it's not obvious unless you're like really looking at the physical page, I can later journal the little bits that I do remember. I was very young. I met Christine when I was 6 and we did all these travels before I turned 9. So there was a lot going on in that. Actually, no, it was probably 8. There was a lot going on in that time period. You know, I had my facial reconstruction and all of that, and that's sort of the big memory. So yeah, I just remember being happy, and I remember making a friend at Tel Bingo when we were in Cape Coben, and I remember doing a tour of an electricity plant. And I remember at, I think it was Mount Gambier or maybe the Grampians going hiking with the shums. I don't know. I remember eating yabbies at Cape Coben. There's, you know, these little things. They're what I'm going to put on the tags. I'm not sure how I'm going to write it. I'm probably going to, yeah, it's going to be something that I'm going to work on in a Word doc until I've got it how I want it. Okay, so back to what I'm doing. So I'm sticking down my shums. The font I chose was, when it cut, was very delicate. I had to blow it up quite a lot. That's what I was going to say. Sorry that my head's in the way all the time. So it tore a bit, and this was the biggest version that I made. So it couldn't go any bigger. So my title is Travelling with the Shums and Other Childhood Travels. Because, you know, I had all this travel with them, and then I had things like in year 11 we went on an excursion to Adelaide. When I was 14 I went to places like Conjuring Point and Sydney and Canberra. So I've marked those in different coloured old Creative Memories pens, and the geo markers are for the shums, so that it's primarily about the travelling with the shums and Uncle Des. But then it's also about other travels as well. Like I can include any of it on those tags. And this will wind up being like a title page that in my album will lead into my other layouts for traveling, which I'm going to do like my Christmas memories. I'm going to Google image search these places and figure it out from there. So now I've stuck my leaves down, and I'm loving how they've turned out. They're so cute, and I've sort of merged the branches together, and I've added these gorgeous kookaburras. I love them. And now I'm putting something in the top right corner. I'm putting "We Were Here," and I'm using a little sticker from the sticker sheet from Open Road, the gum leaves, to cluster that with a geo marker. And then where this kookaburra is on the left, I'm going to add some more gum leaves. Because I'm actually doing this because there's a tiny little spot that there's no map on the cardstock, and I'm using it to hide that. So I've decided to add these gum leaf stickers into my die cut gum leaves just to give it more dimension and more pop. And this one here I'm going to cut apart to get 2 leaves and a flower for under the kookaburra, and to get the rest to put in the cluster by travelling. And you can find info. I've done like a big blog post on this as well, so you can see more stuff there about it that I maybe haven't rambled about in this video. And you can head to Scrapbooking Emporium's Facebook page to see it. And yeah, I'm hoping to get more layouts done in January before school goes back and I have to supervise again. So I'm thinking about doing a pen line, changed my mind. I'm done. I'm happy. Look at that kookaburra. It's so gorgeous. I'm really happy with my layout. I hope you liked it. Thank you for watching.